Welcome to the Glory vs. Failure podcast. It's your boy Pat Easy, aka Easy Life Sundays, aka Steez Ease, and I'm here with
one of your favorite co-hosts on one of your favorite podcasts, Taj in the building. What's up?
Your other favorite co-host, Renee Maya. Follow me on Instagram. School.
And we in the building. So how you guys feeling today on this rainy day?
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with life, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as we all are.
Responsibilities are kind of kicking me.
Adulting,
but I'm gonna be alright.
Adulting is
like,
shaping
it's ghetto, it's hard, pause, but I'm gonna get through it.
Good save. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I just feel like everything is just resonating with the weather right now. But speaking of that, I would like to remind everybody that May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
Mental health awareness is very important. We always stress that in the show. It's one of the key characteristics of this show and podcast. GVF, Glory versus Failure. If life was a podcast, it'd be us.
Take care of yourselves out there. And there's nothing wrong with taking a mental break. Like, you feel like things are overwhelming you, just try to organize things and take it day by day.
Yeah.
Use that PTO at work.
Facts. Run it up. Sick days, personal days. Like,
I'm laughing, but for real, serious.
Use your sick time because guess what? We only got one life to live, and we're not gonna sit here and burn ourselves out from working and dedicating our time and energy to somebody else's craft. So take care of yourselves, definitely.
And aside from that, in most jobs, it doesn't roll over. Take your sick days.
And they do not care.
That's what I was gonna say.
They don't care.
We're all disposable, man. These people don't care about us, and you don't want to be a slave working, putting years of your life into something just for them to just treat you like little to nothing, man.
Literally.
You're just another name in the bucket, unfortunately.
And I would like to say rest in peace to Jerry Springer. Damn, man.
Yeah, like that's really
like. He died from pancreatic cancer?
Yeah.
Let me say this right. I don't want to mess it up. Pancreatic.
At 79.
You make it sound so exotic. Pancreatic cancer.
No, because I didn't sound exotic. I didn't want to butcher it.
But
there's nothing exotic about it.
But he passed away at the age of 79. For those who didn't know Jerry Springer, in the 90s, he had the Jerry Springer Show, which was really like a source of entertainment for everybody growing up in the hood.
Yes.
You know, you can see all your little drama rolled up into one. You know, the unseasoned folks. Let me stop. They had Days of Our Lives. You know, we had the Jerry Springer Show.
I remember growing up.
I like Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, me too. I'm just joking, but yeah. I mean, honestly,
watching it though, like growing up, in our household, like it was nothing. But I remember there was a time where I went to my great grandmother's house, and you know she was older. Rest in peace to her at this time. And like you know she was on a breathing machine in her bedroom. And I think like she heard me watching it. Granted, I'm a child. It was just on the TV, and this is what I watch at home. Yeah. I don't know what they talking about. She was like really upset, like that. Like it was on the TV, and I was watching it. Mind you, you know, you don't know like what's going on. You just see people fighting and stuff like that. But definitely rest in peace to Jerry Springer.
Word. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Jerry Springer?
He caused a lot of problems.
The messiest man.
Right.
The messiest man. Like the paid messiest man. Honestly, truly, I've never seen anybody like him. Well, besides Maury, but Maury has like a little bit more tact and class. Yeah. Jerry's just like, oh. You were cheating on your baby mama? Well, guess what? She's backstage and she heard it all. Daddy's like, how would you do that? But
on the spot,
for real. But he would get out the way when they started scrapping.
Yeah. Where's Jerry? In the corner, probably in the back.
Like, we're not getting hit for y'all.
No,
rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace, Jerry.
So there was a medical doctor by the name of Cheryl Racinos. She had wrote on Twitter, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. Still annoyed that you exploited me and a bunch of other homeless teens, but rest in peace.
Oh, wow.
And she explained the story of how basically, you know, she was homeless at 17, and he basically was like, you know, you can come on the show, we'll give you money. He was supposed to pay her $500. He paid all the kids at the time $100 in ones. And then Steve Wilkos held them off while he escaped through the back door. I don't know how true that story is, but it's just crazy just thinking about something like that.
$100 in ones is out.
I mean, but
yes.
We know what he got.
No.
Yeah, we know, but it's just like,
then,
damn, they're children. Like
$100 was a lot to a kid back then.
I know, but I'm just saying.
And they was homeless.
She said by the time we counted the money, he was gone.
Of course.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, here guys, here's $500. It's 5 of y'all, $100 each.
I liked how he stayed like an icon though. You know, like throughout the years, like he was always one of those people that you never really knew what he was doing and how he was. But throughout time, you always see, oh, there he go in that movie as a cameo. Oh, he's a judge now. Cool. Remember Judge Jerry Springer? He had that show.
Yeah, I think it was like really brief.
He was a judge for a little while.
What the hell?
It was for television. Home Record 2, supposedly. Regardless, rest in peace to that man. You kept us entertained, even though we shouldn't have been watching your shows. But yeah. On to another death though. I don't know if y'all heard the Ep10 accuser. I think her name is Carolyn Bryant. She passed away at 88. I'm not sending her condolences, to be honest. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I hope that her spirit on the way to hell meets Ep10 and a lot of other people of color, and she pays for what she did.
Honestly.
Damn, that was deep rooted.
No, it's true though, because if you think about it, I was speaking to one of my residents about this, and she was like, think about it. They were going hard to lock up Bill Cosby. And he's 87, in his 80s. And this woman, she's probably about the same age. And the DA at the time was just like, oh no, she's too old. Just leave her alone. Like, the past is the past. Like,
no, throw her in there.
Are you crazy?
With the best of them.
Exactly, but honestly, God got the last say. So that, whatever he wants to do with her, he'll handle that for her.
Yeah,
but
Karma, I feel like Karma saw herself out with her anyway. I'm pretty sure she lived with that guilt for a long time and probably felt like a piece of shit for a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I think she also died of cancer as well.
And the article said that she was suffering. So, you know.
Not to say, I don't want to like really wish bad on people, but I just don't feel like she deserves the best. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Totally understand.
On a lighter side of things, that was a little bit dark. French Montana documentary, guys. Produced by Drake.
Right.
It's kind of weird, but
executive producer, right?
Executive producer.
I mean, respectfully, I don't care about French Montana.
Oh my God!
So sorry.
I'm not gonna lie either. I don't really care about French. Yeah, but we just
for the listeners, I wish I could see my face.
Y'all ever come on, listeners, have y'all ever sat through a French Montana song anywhere from 2019 till now?
He's a coke boy. Give me some of his lyrics right now.
Ooh, don't put her on the spot like that.
No, speak up. Ooh. So no, we're not listening to him. No.
He was on that song.
And I'm not gonna say he's not talented. Shout out to him because I think he's from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, he is from the Bronx.
Shout out to him, but never been a big fan.
Morocco, right?
Right. Yeah. I've never been a big fan. But I respect you. Not watching your documentary, but shout out to you.
I want to see what it's about. I'm curious.
I like Drake's production also too.
You talking about like as far as like things like with Euphoria, how that went, and
that
I forgot he was involved in that project.
Didn't he do The Jungle? Didn't he do a short film called Jungle?
Not sure.
Yeah, Drake did a short film called Jungle. It was pretty good. He also the Just Hold On, We're Going Home. That was like a short film where he used why can't I remember it? Fredo. Remember? He was like the bad guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was a good video, man.
I don't remember. So sorry, but hopefully it's good. Again, to those who tune in, Maya said she's gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
So you let us know how it goes. Yeah. Hope you can let us know on the show.
Definitely let you guys know.
Listen, I'll watch it. Just please. I don't want to hear any music.
Oh my God.
He's talented. I'm not gonna say he's not talented. And really, what my reservation is with him is I feel like a lot of his lyrics, because I know I'm big on lyrics and like penmanship. I feel like his lyrics are corny. And there's no disrespect. It's no disrespect, but I just feel like a lot of them are corny. Like a lot of his music has to do with what's happening right then in the moment. A lot of his references are like joking or like like what's going on like in like maybe like something like went viral on social media and it's going into his music. Not to say that it's bad to be aware or include that in your music, but I feel like it makes your music have an expiration date.
Right, it's dated. For me, French Montana for me is like, and there's nothing wrong with this. He's one of those rappers that goes for the bag. He'll hop on the hot remix. He'll hop on the hot single, like let me get the feature, pulled up in a beam, or like he hit you with one of them. I threw my hands in the air when he was like, take off with your pirate like a thought, take off with your thought like a pirate.
Yeah, take off like a pirate with your thought.
Yeah.
Wow, honestly, I never.
He did say that, right? That don't make no sense.
Saying it out loud,
was saying
like,
it. I didn't.
Yo, he's not. Yo, or ain't that the lyrics? Take
Take
off with a pirate like your thought.
No,
Nah, hold on.
Like a pirate with your thought.
Let's look it up really, really quickly.
Hot Boy remix. Not Hot Boy.
Hot nigga.
Hot nigga. Yeah.
Take off with your what? Your pirate like a thought. I'm sorry, no, which is like a thought.
Yo, if I butchered that lyric, we could laugh about that. But that's how I remember it.
Let's just look it up.
Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna look that up right now because that's important.
Okay, yes.
I hit my shmoney dance when I caught the lick. I hit my shmoney dance when I caught the chick.
Okay.
Regardless, y'all not.
I never came down. And
he said skate off like a pirate with your thought, nigga.
Skate off? Skate? He said I skate off with your pirate. Wait, no. Say it again.
Yeah. Skate off.
That don't even. That's.
Yeah, take it. Go ahead. Skate off India.
Wait, what does this mean? Them trick niggas splurge on the pussy. Wait, stop.
The people with money.
Wait, I wasn't finished.
What is that?
Them trick niggas splurge on the pussy, yo. You give me one day, I'll purge on that pussy, yo.
You gonna kill it or like it?
Well, you gonna kill it.
She's gonna like let loose. She's gonna let loose.
Like clients for like escorts, they splurge on the coochie though.
I
did that one.
Purge, splurge. It's a cool.
Alright, so maybe the verse before it builds some content.
Okay.
Shout my nigga Max, he in the box, nigga. Pull up La Marina in a yacht, nigga. Skate off like a pirate with your thought, nigga.
Okay. Because pirates are known to be like thieves.
And he means skate like I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he said the yacht. So okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
the
you go.
yacht is what. All right.
There you
Cause I said it out of context, but if you think about that random bar, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
For real. Man, but
yeah, if a rapper makes me have to like look your shit up to want to decide if it's hot or not, I'm not listening.
Well, no, because I like lyrics and I like to read them to make sure they make sense. So like that's not bad. I'm just saying, regardless.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Rap Genius?
Yeah.
We definitely did.
Shout out to Rap Genius.
Shout out
Rap
Rap
Genius.
Plug them.
For real.
They hold us down.
But yeah, let's talk about some good music. No, let me stop. So Jack Harlow released the album April 28th. Jack Harlow.
Yeah. You said Harlow.
Why keep saying that?
I don't know.
I
think it's
heard
because he's
Jackie
white.
Robinson. I'm not even gonna hold you, but go ahead.
Jackie
Right, that's why I was like, wait a minute, what's happening up here?
Yeah.
What's your
has
thoughts on
anybody
it?
listened to it?
I have.
What
His
you
new album.
think?
I will say that it's definitely more true to him
I'm
in
glad you said
comparison
that.
to his last album,
Right.
the one before that. And it's really good to me. Like it's not a lot of club music or like party music, but I feel like it's more true to who he is and what type of music he thinks represents himself. If that makes sense. I feel like his last album, he was searching for like a hit or like just trying to make hits or like poppy music, and I don't feel like it was true. I feel like he was like reaching for something, but with this one, I feel like he talks about a lot more things that are more important to him, and even just like in his view of life or like where he's at right now.
Yeah.
And I do feel like in a weird way he needed that first album out the way to experience like whatever he was going on, like what was going on regarding like his career. Like maybe people were pushing him to make this type of music, and then this music that he put out now is really like about him because he calls it.
Authentic.
It's titled his name, Jackman. So I think that is dope.
For me, I kind of agree with you, but as far as the first album, I feel like that was just the machine behind him, because I did believe he was an industry plant just because of how he was signed. He was signed as like a response to Lil Uzi, because at the time he was rebelling. He was saying, I want to be signed to Rock Nation. The whole entire time DJ Drama he put you on. So DJ Drama signed Jack, and you know all of his hits that was like Ben was out started being on the radio crazy, like What's Poppin' Ben was out. So What's Poppin', then What's Poppin' had a remix. All the top artists was on the shit.
Yes.
And then he dropped the album, First Class, with a Fergie sample. That's a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? This artist out of Kentucky that just got signed got all of this behind him. So I didn't really like that first album. So it's good that you said this album is him.
Yeah.
I like that.
I definitely feel like it's him. I feel like it's more geared to who he is as a person and what he's looking for. Like he has a song on there titled Questions. I think it's the last song on the album. And it's a 10-track album, mind you. Like pretty
That's
short,
good.
concise.
That's
I
good.
liked it. But it's a song titled Questions, and he's just asking, or like you could tell that he's going like through like different, you know, spaces or like things within his mind that he's just questioning or trying to figure out. And I feel like it's human, like it's real.
Yeah.
So
how do you guys feel like when artists put out albums that have like a short track list? Me personally, I feel like the longer the track list, like for example, let's talk about Chris Brown.
Okay.
Like at one point he had a
60 song
literally, and it's just like, bro, I can't even get through all of that.
Yeah.
But if you have a smaller track list, personally, I feel like the artist is really sitting there and thinking about it. Like, these are valuable tracks that I want to be pushed out to the world that's going to actually tell a story. I
don't
know,
know,
like
because with Chris Brown though, all of his shit is good quality, right? But it's just he'll when he locks in, when he's like in his studio by himself, he'll really have 60 good quality hits, and he owns himself right now, so he can drop whatever he wants, however he wants. So it's like, I agree with you, but not all artists are like that.
Yeah.
But it makes it more digestible for the people that's listening, so
and
it's more enticing.
That's what I'm gearing at, because it's just like you said, Chris Brown has some really, really good quality of work. But
hell yeah, Indigo
sometimes
was nice.
Throwing out 60 good quality songs, they're all not going to reap the benefits. Exactly, they're not. So it's like, drop them in smaller portions so people are able to digest it, and then we're able to, move on to the next project.
I think it's contingent on the mode or mood that the artist is in, and then also like, it's like legal factors. Although like it's their music, sometimes they're not signed to themselves. Like they have other people to answer to, and I feel like a lot of a lot of record labels do push for smaller albums just to keep people, I guess, like locked in, because like you said, when you throw all that out, like you are risking losing listeners. Like not everybody's gonna make it through.
That's not true. The first thing that you said is not true about the album. The record labels pushing that. They actually encourage people to release more because of streams. So the more tracks that you have, you'll be able to stream more, and that'll be more money for them. Which is kind of why they'll have the regular, then 2-3 days later, the deluxe, which is the same shit with 5 other songs.
Well, I feel like I heard, and you can call me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I heard in interviews, that's where I'm getting that from. I think even in a Chris Brown interview, like, not everybody wants him to put out all of that music, because once you throw it out, you can't double back.
Yeah, they be wanting you to save it, but I feel like Chris Brown, I hold Chris Brown up there with, like, Prince, Michael Jackson, in terms of like how they create their music. Like when they really lock in, they'll come out of the stew with thousands of shit in storage.
Right, a lot of artists have like a lot of things.
So they'll just vomit 20 tracks. Like here, boom, album. Got a whole bunch more with mad collaborations that I waiting to release. But the record labels be holding them up like, save it, wait for this quarter. This artist is dropping, let's push this shit back,
Right, but that's why I said that they pushed them to make smaller albums. So, I don't know, but speaking of new music, I know Cleo Trapper, the social media icon, or she's really popular like on, I think, Instagram. She also makes music. You've seen her with Ice Spice. She dropped a new song called I Like. I feel like it was like for the younger crowd, or like for youngers. It's not bad, and I feel like she is a good rapper. She's just in that process of, I think, starting to take it more seriously, because like I said, she's also a social media icon. Like she makes funny videos. She is doing things with Telfar. She's doing business, So, and that could be a hard transition. It reminds me of other artists that come from like YouTube. It's like people don't take them seriously, and I think she's learning even in this process that she's gonna have to like push something to the back end if she does really want to be identified as a musician or an artist. Yeah. But I don't think the song was bad. It's just I feel like it was for the younger crowd or for the social media girls.
Well, I just want to say shout out to the social media influencers and the creators because honestly, they're the ones that's taking the big step. And I think the big thing that to really realize is that the people like the Ice Spices and the Cleo Trappers, they're looking at the Kais and everything, what they're doing before, and like, oh, they went and got an agent. All right, let me do this. Okay, so we can do this, and we got to do this paperwork, and they're really getting to it. So
she's been had like deals, like she's been working, and that's why I have to give it to her. Like, this is a girl from Staten Island, New York too. So it's like I've seen like through social media her get these different opportunities. Like she was at colleges doing like fashion shows or hostings and stuff like that. So
I didn't even
it's
know
cool to see that she's
get your money, bro.
She's funny too. Like she's
baby father.
She's
I only know her from her Instagram videos.
Yeah.
But I never knew that she was like getting into music.
If you go to Apple Music, she's had music out since like 2018, 2019, something like that. So she's been rapping. It's just like she hasn't been able to dive and devote, I guess, all of her time.
Well, listen, if you're hanging around Ice Spice and while she's blowing up right now, it's like, yo, you should, like, if anything, she's inspired. She's probably hanging around the people that she wants to be, you know, as successful as.
I mean, Ice Spice was making music after her, so I feel like it's kind of funny to say it like that.
Yeah. But she wasn't taking it as serious, you said, right?
It didn't seem like, I don't know, like I can't speak for her. I'm just saying from the outside
media,
looking in. But she's always done music.
On social media, like she would do her content and everything, but still she would like drop snippets of
like
different
freestyles.
songs. Yeah. So like people knew that she could rap. It was more of like, okay, are you
funny or
going to stick to content creation like 100%, or are you going to put that to the side just a little bit and then kind of, you know, dive more into the rap game? But I feel like either way, she's gonna be okay.
I mean, yeah, she's making money.
Definitely.
Shout out to her. Shout out to Cleo.
She's
Shout out to you, Cleo.
There's a lot of music that dropped April 28th. Like Lola Brooke, she dropped a song. There was a song that she actually teased on Instagram before. I think it's called Just Relax. I think Coi Leray, she dropped music.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other artists, but I think, you know, shout out to all of them.
Right.
Shout out to all of the artists.
The girls are dropping. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think of any other guys that dropped. I know it's just Jack. He dropped.
Intermission. Your watch is stunning. I really like it.
Thank you. It's a fossil. I mean, they not sending us nothing yet. Yeah, this is a fossil.
No,
Thank
it look
you.
Nice.
This is a gift from my parents. Shout out to them. I love y'all.
Big up.
Right. But on to other things like social media. So on social media, like, have y'all seen like Summer Walker and Lil Meech getting caught up?
What's
yeah, no. Listen. They got the man's phone case in the reflection of a car that they was never in.
First off, what is wrong with y'all?
But that remind me of the Shade Room. Like, they be like catching reflections of the floors.
I don't understand.
Like,
I think Summer want to get caught though. At this point, I think she want everybody to know that Lil Meech is her things or her name.
She's a genius, and she said it herself. Like, I don't know if y'all peep, but she took a screenshot of something on her phone, but she was on FaceTime with Meech at the same time, and she uploaded it to Instagram. So everybody must have been flooding her thing like, you're on FaceTime with him. And then she wrote her next post was, wow, I'm slow as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
really
it
slow. She wanted to be caught.
Happens.
I'm jacking she wanted to be caught.
But I feel like that probably maybe might be a little bit of a clapback to her baby daddy too, because they were beefing.
But is it really a clapback?
I didn't even know they was even. Last time I checked.
And which baby father are you talking about?
Oh, all right. I'm talking about Larry, the father of the twins.
One.
The second one. Yeah. So Larry went
Because
on.
remember, London is her first baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Be careful out here, Summer. And no more
Let's
babies,
talk about
please.
it, please.
No more
Honestly,
babies. But then again, you have money. You're successful. You can have as many children as you want. It's your body. It's her body.
One thing that I've noticed is that my girls with money be choosing.
But you saying girls with money, I feel like that happens with a lot of girls in society. Like they choose people
choose
below
them?
Yeah, I see it all the time.
For the time being, we talk about the girls with the money, because it's just like, think about it. You have the money, you have the lifestyle, you have the influence and all that stuff.
You choose who you want. Really.
You could literally choose who you want. So it's like.
You gotta think about that.
That's probably who they liked before they had money.
But I think that's exactly what it is. At the
Now
end of
that
the
I
day,
have
you
the
got money,
resources,
but it's not gonna.
Also, you gotta remember, like,
change
people with money, like, are not always the best people. And I feel like you hear it all the time, like, a lot of guys that get money, like, they not lose themselves, but they start acting, way. So it's like, if she gets somebody that's in the cut, like, he's not too big, or he don't have too much money, maybe he's humble, or maybe he's just a good person, and she rocking with him. So it could be that too, because you see all the time, a lot of people, like you said, a lot of girls that are up here are choosing like regular guys because she don't want nobody that's in the mix. Mm-hmm. They probably be doing too much, or I get a future
and that's fine.
He have you crying in a rave.
That's fine to get a regular guy. However, to end up arguing like that, I feel like that's
pointless.
He's saying, "Oh, she's ran through. She's over there calling him broke," and it's just like, guys. Seriously, at one point, y'all was hunching down the floor. Yeah,
so nah, but that's how I go though. That's how I go. They, they not together no more. So the disdain for each other. So.
And apparently he left her. So it's just like, how you gonna leave and then be like, oh yeah, you ran through, bro? What is it? What is it?
He's mad.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Let that shit go. Let it go.
It's easier said than done. I mean, I'm glad that you talked about like the girls being up here, like you're talking about like monetarily or like in terms of success.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all feel about the Steve Harvey comment? He did it in an interview, and he was just an interview with what's his name?
Shannon Sharp.
Right.
Yes.
And he was saying that guys need to stop asking women. Did y'all see that?
What they bring to the table?
What they bring to the table.
Right. How do y'all feel about that?
Honestly, I feel like his whole theory and thought process comes from an older time, and the world isn't like that right now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you can still teach those ethics, but I don't know how it's going to fare because, like I said, it's a whole different time. So
I want to say shout out to all of the men that are knowing their worth, like myself.
Correct.
I feel like in his time, and it's good that you said like in older times. Not to say that he's like super old or
not
outdated. It's just like things have
literally
changed.
Different generation.
And focus has changed too. Like it's not all about like sexual gratification or things like that. Like you need to make sure that whoever you're dealing with can support you mentally or emotionally or like however you feel or receive love.
Yeah.
I feel like that's becoming more important than just sex nowadays. So for me, I agree with Steve Harvey in the sense that yes, men should be respectful. They should be responsible in terms of like dating or whoever they decide to be with. But when asking somebody what they bring to the table, I feel like it can go either way. Like I feel like men should be asking women that, and women should be asking men that, or whoever you're talking to. I don't feel like it's a bad question. I don't feel like it's a bad way to think.
Mm-hmm. See, and Steve Harvey, when Steve Harvey's talking about like where he grew up is. You don't ask her what you bring to the table because you're supposed to provide. Right. You're supposed to be that's. I get that, right. And I do understand that. But honestly, the women that you're referring to are not today's women.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to bring those traditions
right
to
women that are not practicing those traditions as well.
Yeah, and
how do you guys
expect it to be the same thing, basically?
How do you guys feel about the basically the role that society set up for men and women, basically that men are supposed to be the providers? Do you feel like...
You're talking about like gender roles?
Yeah, there you go, thank you. Do you feel like because of how society is now, men are not expected to be the providers? Like, so...
Hell no. If I want to stay at home and cook for my wife and be a stay-at-home dad, I will.
I don't know if I will be doing that, and I'm big on.
Not me.
No, I'm big on balance, and I feel like that's the most important thing. Like nobody, regardless of your gender, should be pouring into something more than somebody else is pouring into something. And I understand that people have their skills, and I feel like more today you'll see that some men are better with household responsibilities, and some women are better with holding or maintaining a job, like in business or law, or whatever the case may be. Right. So I just feel like it depends on those two people in that relationship, and then also what their skills are. I do not I don't support the gender role thing. Like I don't feel like men should be working and paying all the bills, and then women should stay at home and take care of everything, because I was raised by a mother that made sure that I would never have to rely on a woman for anything. So, like, my clothes gonna get washed regardless if you here or not. My food gonna get cooked regardless if you was here or not. My bills gonna get paid regardless if you was here or not. So, like, that's just it's different for me. When it comes to gender roles.
The parents that made sure they laid the foundation for their kids, because nobody, me personally, like, I know when it's my time to be a mamiana, like, I'm gonna make sure that my kids are able to maintain themselves in their own lifestyle and their own, energy and happiness. That's so super important. I don't want nobody to be dependent on anybody,
True.
Well, besides me, because I'm your mama.
Right.
But, like...
Until you become an adult.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So...
I feel like the whole gender role, the whole thing, I feel like people use that when it's convenient, so it doesn't even have the same meaning anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like, honestly, everybody should be independent. Everybody should be able and stable and be able to take care of themselves. So that way, when you're all right and you're doing what you have to do for yourself, you should have no problem entering a partnership with somebody else.
I agree. And again, we're talking about, like, going into something and one person not having to rely on somebody else for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you both should be, the question is, what do you bring to the table? Both of you should be equally yoked and bringing something to the table to put it together. And they need to be equally yoked.
That part right there.
Bring things to the table.
Right
like,
there.
It just throws me when, you hear men saying, oh, well, a woman is supposed to do this, or a woman is supposed to take care of the kids, or whatever the case may be. And then it kills me when you hear women say, like, oh, well, he better be buying my bags, paying my bills. It's like, well, can you do that? Like, what was you doing before me? What were you doing before me?
Are you able to provide that lifestyle
for
yourself?
Because if you can't, then you have an identity issue, it sounds like.
Yeah. Ooh.
But to each their own. I mean, dating goes crazy,
I was going to ask, like, for 2023, well, not even 2023, in our era right now, do you, as men, have any icks when it comes to dating? What are the dating icks? Like, I know there are some, so please. Because I feel like a lot of, when it comes to relationships and dating, men are, like, a little bit more, you guys are very vague when it comes to feelings and expressions sometimes. So, what are the icks? What are the pet peeves that women do that a lot of men probably just, like, brush it aside, but it's like, in reality, that shit is actually really fucking annoying.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have experienced.
I have, like, icks because I try not to let it bother me, but I think, like, the most important thing would be, I'm going to be the same person that I was when I first introduced myself to you, which is why first impressions are important. So if I present myself one way as being honest and transparent, and I'm staying that way, and you introduce me to yourself as one way, you can't just start changing up out of nowhere. I don't like stuff like that. But it's not an ick, it's just like,
No, it could, in a way, that could be an ick, because it's just like, you're not, when you first initially meet somebody, you're being fake about it.
Right, basically, that's what I'm saying. Like, why does everything have to be like a...
It doesn't have to be perfect, and I feel like people want to set that first tone.
It doesn't always have to be chess and checkers is what I'm saying. Like, you can just read me, you get what I'm saying? Just like I'm trying to read you to see if this is what I want to do.
But, also, I feel like some people, especially when it comes to, like, dating and getting to know somebody, it might be like a slow bloom.
That's fair. That is fair. You know what I'm saying?
But what do you mean, like, change up? Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't really get it. Like, what you're saying? Like, you're saying, like, if she's, like, kind, she's friendly, she's bubbly, she's caring, she's giving things, and then she changes, or?
What's an example that I can say?
I feel like maybe withholding the real rawness of yourself. So after a certain amount of time, maybe it oozes out. Like you start.
But that's normal,
Yeah, no. That's what happens when you get comfortable with somebody.
Right.
That's not what I mean necessarily. I'm trying to think. So if I'm going like, oh hey, like I'm just I just want to let you know that, I don't want a relationship. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is the type of person I am. And
then she changed her mind.
I'm this type of person with my daughter. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, you do that? I don't got a problem with that. They say, I got a problem with this.
Attachment styles. That is definitely an attachment style.
That was just like a yeah, sure, whatever, yeah, whatever you say. Then it's not whatever, like you wasn't really being honest.
Okay, so with that, I feel like, and I'll speak on behalf of myself because I've been in a situation like that before where you have such strong feelings for that person, but they're telling you like, no, this is not going to work.
Okay.
But you still have such strong feelings for that person, you just feel like in your mind, maybe things might change, or
yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
So
but
maybe
it's like,
it might change. But as time is progressing, that person set their boundary. They already told you they don't want a relationship. So as time is progressing, you're still praying that it's going to change, and
that's something for you to work out on yourself.
Exactly, and that's why I was saying attachment styles, because the type of person that will say, I don't want a relationship, they might have like an avoidant attachment style.
Or they may be saying that to protect themselves. But
and then the person receiving it, but they're not actually receiving it, they might have an anxious attachment style. So it's just like it's almost like kind of like a trauma bond. You're going after somebody that
not good,
it's not good at all. You're going after somebody that will not fulfill you, and still you're just going after it. Usually, that has a lot to do with childhood.
Aside from that, though, too, I feel like it stems from, like I said before, like something that's within. It's like when you, because I've seen this too. I haven't experienced this, but like some people will be talking or interacting with somebody, and not receiving the treatment that they want, but subconsciously they accept it because they feel like that's the treatment that they should be getting. It's like they don't feel worthy of
receiving more
good
or better
or real love, right? So it's like that's crazy.
Oh, disclaimer, that happened to me when I was younger and unhealed. Just saying.
She's healed now.
We know our worth now, baby. Plus tax.
Plus tax. That's funny. No, but honestly, I'm glad you said it like that, because that's actually exactly what I mean, because you don't know how the other person is going to receive it, and basically you're kind of violating those boundaries after a while, so it could become an ick, but it's just something that, like, me now, I try to avoid outright.
Yeah, even with saying it's an ick, like, I don't feel like saying something's an ick means that you're, like, super bothered, or, it's something that is, like, disturbing you. It could just be something that you don't like.
Like, yeah.
Right.
There's levels to the ick.
Especially,
levels to the ick.
Especially if you've experienced it more than a few times, to where it's like, all right,
here we go.
Exactly. I'm going to be the bad guy when I've been the same person the entire time, trying not to get you to the point where you are at now, and now you're mad at me,
But at that point, I feel like that's when you need to realize that you need to leave that person alone.
And aside from that, try to stop things before they get there. It's like if you see that it's going on this road, or it's like certain things that is being done, I feel like it could be avoided a little bit more on the person's part that's saying, I don't want to get there with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if that person is consistently diving into something, knowing that they're not going to get what they want, on your end as the person that's not going to give them what they want, and that, you got to kind of just be like, okay, I'm going to stop you right here.
Yep. So,
we're not even going to cross these boundaries because I see already you can't control yourself.
And I already articulated to you my point of view and everything, and still it's not
clicking.
digested.
It's not clicking.
That's part of
it's not clicking.
That's part of being the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go like, hold on, let me stop this right here. Then, okay, so
I'd rather be the bad guy, because either way you'll probably look like even worse of a guy just because you still continued on. And so it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's way better, and I feel like maybe morally better if you just cut that person off.
And aside from that too, like the bad guy in whose eyes? You have to think about it like that. So like you saying you're the bad guy,
to the person,
right? But then
that's
on them. That's on them. You can't be like that. That's on you.
Thing that they have to actually really realize. Yeah, like if anything, it's gonna hurt them. But if they're the type of person that'll sit there and actually self-reflect, they'll probably be thinking, you know what?
And that's
it's
growth.
a good thing that this had turned out the way that it did.
It's growth.
Because if it didn't, it probably would have been 10 times worse of a situation than it was. So.
But when you said dating icks, I immediately thought of like physical dating, like going out, like on a physical date.
I mean, I don't really have none of those. Like when I was in a relationship, probably simple shit like
not knowing what you want to eat.
I was thinking either that or not telling me you wanted that and we just drove by it or some shit like that. You know, like either that or that. Like if it wasn't like.
Question. So like when it comes to relationships or even dating, you're dating a person consistently. Is there a point where you expect the woman to, like, say you're constantly going out to eat, you're always covering the bill. Like, is there a moment where you feel like, all right, girl, when are you gonna do something for me, or like when is it gonna be reciprocated or anything like that, or is it just like natural?
So I don't know what that means by natural, but for me, and it's crazy that you asked that because I feel like I just, not recently, but like within this year, got more comfortable with allowing women to do things for me. Because I feel like if I like you, I'm going to spend or I'm going to give. And I do be thinking or paying attention to how much you allow me to spend until like you be like, no, I got this one.
Got you.
So it's like, I guess that could be an ick for me, but I can't really say that I've experienced that where I'm giving and the woman is not giving anything in return. Good. So that would be an ick for me if it was that case, but it hasn't been that case for me.
Because he keeps on choosing women that he's equally yoked with.
Exactly.
Let's go.
No, for me, it comes natural because like ever since I had a job, you know what I'm saying, and I was on a date or anything of that nature, I was always, gonna pay it unless they agreed to, let me get this or let me get that, and I always be like no or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that was always natural. But usually in my case, I'm such an interesting personality to them that they're drawn to like give me gifts just based off of the things that they paid attention to just with hanging.
And that's good.
Good,
so it's like, I could take the girl around my friends and, they'd see like the type of lifestyle I would do. And they'd be like, all right, well, they're making mental notes.
Shout out to the people that pay attention.
Yeah, shout out to the women that pay attention.
Thanks, y'all. Chill out.
Calm down. Like, it'll be a small gesture too. Like, like we'll just all stop and we'll be watching anime. Like, okay, likes that weird nigga over there. All right. Oh, seen that shirt with the weird nigga on it. Just next time I see her,
we love things like that.
Honestly, I'm head ass like that.
Stuff like that.
I'm literally head ass like that. Especially if I really, really
like the
you.
person.
Like, I was dating this guy and he loved Rick and Morty, loved it, and he also loved weed. So I'm in the corner store and they had a little Rick and Morty grinder, and I was just like,
I'm gonna get that.
It's the small gestures though.
Him. And he was so happy. I was just like,
because it'd be the little
it's
stuff.
just a little grinder, honey. But it's the fact that you pay attention,
right.
And you're treating me so well. So of course I want you. I already know that you feel amazing because I'm already in your presence. I want to make sure that you at least have something to show for like the happiness that we're sharing with each other.
So what about like first date? Because like you asked us like about paying. First of all, what is your opinion on that too? Like regarding like the paying, like date. Like, do you allow it to get there? Do you pay first? That would be like kind of like my next question.
I'll keep it a stack. Like, I am very blessed. The guy that I've been dating, guys that I've been dating, whatever. I have not seen a bill in a minute.
She said in a minute.
She said, like the only time that I look at a check is when I go out with my friends. But other than that,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So like you never like, even like the first time meeting the people that you went on dates with, you never thought in your mind like, let me just bring like my card just in case, like just back up.
Oh no, I was
they did some funny shit.
I always got my got everything on me.
Because that's always going through my head on a date. Like, what if she think I'm some broke nigga on the low? I wonder if she brought her money just in case. Like,
I mean, I will always carry that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm so much like in my head like that. That's what makes me do shit like that. Like,
don't do that.
Cause I don't. First of all, I don't have a problem doing it because I wouldn't have invited you out if I didn't know that I could pay for it.
Oh no, I'm just saying, don't do that. As far as thinking that she's thinking, oh,
listen,
I'm with
man, this is all
like,
you see,
no.
and then you see these niggas with no shame going like, yo, what we doing after this? What? Yo, we splitting this bill, all right? And leaving them there, like I done heard some shit, and I've
seen it. Yeah.
I could never. You know what I'm saying?
It's not happening.
But how do y'all feel though about this? Because going back to gender roles, people believe that men are supposed to pay for the first date or supposed to pay the bill, and then you see there are some people in society.
Especially if you invited me out.
Okay, right. So you're saying if he invited you out, do you ever invite a man out? Do you ever ask a man on a date? Some women say that they do and that they have paid for dates. I just noticed that it's a lot less likely.
So there's been times where like I would plan the date and I had intentions on paying
and he still paid.
And he still paid.
Okay.
So it's just the fact that like I put the effort in to put it together. Okay, babe, don't worry about that part. I got you. But you arranged that. Right. So it varies. Like me personally, I like to do activities. Mm-hmm. So I will pay for us to go axe throwing. I think that's cool. I'll pay for us to go rock climbing. Not really, because I don't like heights. But like you get my gist. Right. Like, oh, if I know that you like sports cars, let's go or do a lap around the the track or something. But yeah, it varies. Like, but one thing I did notice when it comes to dinner or going out, usually the man always picks up the tab for me.
That's a fact.
How do you feel though?
That's a fact.
Like about that, like the idea of men should pay, or the idea that some people believe that the man should pay. Like, do you believe it should be whoever asks, or do you think it should always be the man that pays for the first date, or do you? Are you open to half?
First date, you're paying.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because he asks.
And then also on top of that, I attract, I don't chase. So I'm not gonna, for the first date.
I don't like that phrase.
What?
I'll pay for the first date, but I don't like that phrase. You attract, you don't chase.
So,
I don't chase.
All right. So let me.
I'm not chasing.
Let's add a little disclaimer to that.
We ain't chasing each other then.
But you know what? Men naturally chase. It's in y'all naturally.
And see, that's what I said. Shout out to the men that are knowing their worth.
But here's
We're not chasing anymore. We're not chasing anymore. Well, I was never chasing. We're not chasing.
All right. So you know what?
It's
I feel like
and that's not even a cocky
negative
thing. That's literally just like, I don't know if it was like how we was raised or I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot of negative connotation behind the word chase though. It seems like the person is running from you, like, my God.
Okay, so to chase somebody, that literally means that like they're going somewhere, like they're not coming towards you.
Yes, but we're not thinking about it literally. As far as like I don't want to talk to him, but he keeps on coming. Right. No, it's not like that. It's more of like I know I like you. And I know that you like me, but I'm not going to give you all of me. Like, you got to work a little bit so I can, slowly.
That's fine, but you can still come up and, talk if you really, you get what I'm saying? Right. Like, I feel like that should, I feel like that could go both ways.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, maybe, you know what?
It's the terminology.
Chasing and attract, maybe. What can we switch that out for? What can we do? Hold on.
I just feel like it should be equal. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like when I get to the point where I'm doing too much, I'm going to fall all the way back.
Women chase too. So like, yes, when I say I attract, I don't chase. It means that like on the first initial thing, I'm not going to keep on boom, boom, boom. I kind of feel like that's, I don't know. I kind of feel like that's me putting on my masculine role a little bit.
See, we could go deeper with a conversation like that because I feel like a lot of people, they make like masculine and aggressive synonymous.
No.
They're not synonymous.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Or even like feminine and passive. They're not really synonymous. No, not at all.
Because you could still be feminine and still
be assertive.
Yes,
you can be assertive.
Exactly. It's the terms.
Yeah.
It's literally
I feel like
the
we
terms.
should fix them. And it reminds me a lot of like
So now I'm about to go and see what's a synonym for
I think it should just be equal effort. Like effort on both ends. I get not doing too much or not wanting to, but I don't resonate or I don't relate with the chasing. And I'm so happy that we're changing. Like, it's not like we're not doing that anymore.
I think some women think that is a sign of weakness, that they had to put in effort, even though we both had interests, like mutual interests. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't feel like it will ever be equal in that aspect. I feel like it's always dawned on, like, the thought is, listen, we're both interested in each other. Right. Like, come through these obstacles if you really,
trying to see what I'm about.
Right.
That's it.
You're trying to see what I'm about.
But it's like
that's it though.
It's like
you're not claiming a prize. You're not. Right. It's not a dinner date at the end of that. It's a maybe. It's a conversation if I want to entertain it. Right. And not all women are like that, but it's just
definitely.
Damn, like we both like each other, right? Like I see you looking at me extra long, and I've been looking at you extra long.
Do something, but think about it. Like work and like school. If you don't put the work in, if you don't do your homework, you will not progress.
Succeed,
So it's the same thing with the relationship. Even before the actual relationship begins, if you're not putting in the work to try and get to know this person and cultivate a relationship, you're not going to go anywhere. Right. Y'all going to be staring at each other forever.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
And I feel like women have been not primed, but conditioned to believe that everything is initiated or stems from what the man wants to do. And I really want y'all to get out of that.
Yes.
I really do. Like, I feel like y'all should stand on what y'all want as well. Like, you can't go through life relying on somebody else. And it's like, if you really are interested in this person, I feel like y'all should start speaking up too. And granted, like, you may experience rejection, but exactly, shoot your shot. You may experience rejection, but
I feel like
men experience rejection too all the time. So it's like none of us like it. None of us like it. So get over it.
Simple.
All right, folks. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for checking out the show. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow us on Instagram at Glory vs. Failure Podcast. Also, download any episode off of any streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Music. You can do YouTube, audiobooks, anywhere. We're uploading weekly. Be sure to check out the show. Absolutely. Glory versus Failure. If life was a podcast, it'd be us.
And real quick, we're going to end it just like this for our big homie Jerry. I forgot what he said. Stay safe and watch yourself or something like that. R.I.P. Jerry. Woo!
Glory versus failure. There is nothing to it, cause you win some and lose some. Sandra Bullock. Tell me when I'm way too much. When no one had faith in us, they thought childish child.